all tore them down and hope that they will never see the truth around. Another promise, another scene, another package lie to keep us trapped in greed. Another green bells wrapped around our minds, an endless red tape to keep the truth confined. They will not force us. They will stop degrading us. They will not control us. We will be victorious.
Hello, everybody. Never mind the bollocks. It's Matt and Joy.
Never mind those.
Never
Bollocks.
mind the bollocks. Which means ball sack.
It does.
So anyway, Matt and I have had a busy weekend last weekend, so we didn't do the show last Monday. I actually got home from EP Monday, so I was pretty fucking beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we get to all that, I am curious, Matt, have you seen any of the Oscar nominated films?
I don't know. I'm not up on that. I
Have
don't
you
care.
seen any films in the theater the past few months?
I saw the Boy and the Heron, which was the anime from Miyazaki.
Oh, that could be up. I'm not sure. That could be up.
It was pretty good. Pretty artsy.
It's a pretty what?
Artsy.
Oh, pretty artsy.
If you like the art style, like it's really good.
Yeah, no, I definitely like to see that. We've seen a bunch. What's the one? Oppenheimer, I thought was easily a half hour too long.
I didn't see that one. I was in the room when Barbie was playing, and
I
caught some
would
of it.
rather die than watch Barbie. I do not condone like all those girls having eating disorders because of like
Right.
a
Yeah.
blonde hair, blue eyed little like freaking little stick figure, big boob, big butt. Everyone should look that way. But plus, it just looks really fucking stupid. We did see The Holdovers, which I mean, it was so fucking good. So fucking good. I mean, Paul Giamatti, come on. Dude's a genius. Gotta love him. We saw Poor Things with Mark Ruffalo.
I heard that was really good.
I love him. That was a very interesting, weird ass movie. But tonight we saw American Fiction. And although it hurts my heart to do this to The Holdovers, I gotta give that one 5 stars. It was the best film I've seen in quite some time. It was excellent. Do you
Which
know
one
what
are you
it's
talking
about? So it's about this black man who's a writer, and essentially he only finds success when he writes very eloquently about very profound things, and he can't get book deals. But then he's like, yo, what's up? Like, and does a book like that to make fun of stuff like that. And he ends up being very well renowned. So it's kind of like the dichotomy of, do I just go because it's making my money, or do I stay true to myself? Like, it's just brilliant, and there's so many funny moments in it as well. So I absolutely recommend it. I love it. So yes, American Fiction for the win. And they totally make fun of SJWs in it, and it's fucking amazing. Oh my god, it's so good. I won't ruin it, but like all the like Hillary supporters, oh man, they're like, I swear they looked at them on Twitter and wrote them into the script because it's them. It's incredible.
I'm gonna check it out. I did watch.
Yeah, Jeffrey
White
Wright
Noise.
is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Jeffrey Wright.
Mm-hmm.
I watched White Noise. You've heard of this, right?
Sure. My brother-in-law was a cinematographer on it.
Okay. I hadn't seen it before.
Is that nominated?
No.
Oh,
but it's relevant to East Palestine.
It certainly is, and you realize they filmed it not far from there.
They filmed parts of it, right?
Yeah. Which is
what
just
the fuck?
bananas.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry guys, we digress, but I just got back from the theater, so that's why I was like on a roll, like thinking about the films. But anyway, so yeah, first we're going to talk about Free Assange, which we've been saying forever. His actual trial starts the 20th. So it's close. It's coming up. And check out what these fascists are doing. Matt, do you want to read that?
Yes, I will read this. Tweet from Alex Barnicoat. Says the High Court in London has made it illegal for people in Scotland and Northern Ireland to watch the public Julian Assange hearing on February 20th. They have also said that anyone who is caught watching it in those regions can go to prison for up to 2 years. What the hell?
People are like, we can't have Trump in because fascism. There is so much fucking fascism right now.
Here.
People don't understand the word. There is so much fucking fascism. I mean, that's insanity when you can't even click on things on your internet because they're like watching you. That's fucking psycho.
Yep.
And it's a public trial. And how hilarious is it? Like the irony of taking someone who is imprisoned for freedom of the press and telling people they can't watch. That is like the irony of irony.
That's called the Streisand effect, where they say, don't watch this thing. It's going to make people want to watch it more.
The Streisand effect? Why is it called that?
Some Barbra Streisand did something embarrassing many years ago, and she tried to cover it up. And the act of covering it up made more people notice what it was. I don't know what it was.
I gotta look it up.
So it's called the Streisand effect.
That's amazing. I gotta look that up. I remember, I can't remember what it was, but Biden was trying to get one picture to stop being shown. It had to be like 2015 or something, but he was like, you know, he was telling his people, don't show this on the internet, and people found out, so everybody was just showing it all the time. Yeah, that's the worst thing you could do. But yeah, like the 20th, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's a week from now. Shit.
Yeah. I'm so scared. If he gets extradited, it's fucking done. It's done.
Yeah.
Never before in history has someone been extradited to a country they've never lived in because they exposed their crimes. Speaking of fascism, like insanity, absolute insanity. This is going to be bad. It's going to be so bad. Oh my God. If he's extradited, we need to go to Virginia. We have to go there.
I'm there. Have you seen my license plate?
No.
It's Free Assange. FREEASG.
You got that?
I got that one.
Nobody had that?
Nobody cares enough to get it in Ohio.
Apparently. Wow, that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. Now we're really going to go. I'll get that damn right on white chalk so we can do it on the windows.
Yes.
This is going to be, I mean, ironically, it'll be the same place he'll be held where Chelsea Manning was held. Same exact place.
That's weird.
I know. Yeah, and you know what's really fucking weird? It'll be the same courtroom as the Johnny Depp Amber Heard bullshit.
That's also weird.
Right? And it's like, is there going to be a crowd like there was for that? Probably not.
They're not
But
going to allow that, right?
not outside, that's for sure. Yo, we should start making press passes now. Get our FBI security clearance to try to get in the courtroom. Oh my God.
They're not going to let me in there.
Well,
not after what I've said.
Yeah, well, I mean, they probably watch me quite frequently. But yay! Nobody tracked that down.
I don't
care.
Yeah,
I never even noticed that. That's amazing. Yes, free Essen.
Free songs.
Absolutely. When I was making a shirt, and you can see this on my Twitter and Facebook from about 2 years ago, when I was making a shirt, I bought letters, these iron-on letters to put on shirts, and
yeah,
I ran out of A's, so it just said free ass and then NGE. And I was like, I don't think I can wear this. Free ass. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Side
story.
Cutting
it pretty close.
I digress. So yeah, so you and I went to East Palestine for the third time.
We did.
I would say it was definitely the most emotional. What do you think?
Yeah. Hearing all the stories and hearing about things are just getting worse and worse, and no one's really talking. What would you say
the most, like, what stands out to you from the main day on the 1 year on the third?
The presentations that we saw in the theater were really eye-opening. I would say that was the best part. I wanted to see more anger from the people, but these are like nice Christian people. Like, they dressed up in their Sunday best for this.
I know.
And they're not in the mood probably to smash bottles
exhausted.
And light things on fire. It's been a year and they're tired, and meanwhile I want to go in there and fuck shit up and
I know.
Throw tables and be like, why are you people still here? We need to get you out.
Yeah.
We need to get you all out of here. But I can't be that guy, I guess.
I know. Well, I think that, so much happened, and I got to see so many people I love. Yeah, that was 2 days after I got home. That was my schnoz. It's the what I call the East Palestine souvenir. A lot of people who go in there as journalists or scientists or whatever, they come out and they get the souvenir.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, well, Matt, we'll get to that. Matt, you felt a lot of the same symptoms I did.
Yeah, I did. Being in the winery, which is pretty close to ground zero.
Yeah.
I felt it, man. I could feel it. My joints were hurting. I had a headache, like, from the moment I entered that building. So I can see why they're closing down. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Absolutely.
And by the time, like, 9 p.m. rolled around, I was feeling pretty peculiar, and I needed to leave. Like, nothing personal, but it's like my body couldn't take it.
No. I mean, if you guys watch my video from last Saturday night on the 3rd, if you watch my video in the hotel, I watched it back and I was like, holy fuck, I sound drunk. I sound high. I sound like, even if you look at me, I'm all disheveled and I'm like, yeah, well, when I went, and it's just, I hadn't had a single sip of anything but water.
I believe you. Yeah. That place will fuck you up.
It's incredible. And it reminded me of the second time when I started hallucinating. Like, it's been a year. Why are we just walking somewhere and being affected like that?
Right.
That's why I'm like,
That means it must be really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
If it's still, like, seeping out of the walls or whatever, I don't know.
Absolutely. And of course, they refuse to test people's homes and yards.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I do want to say that because of the donations, and we're still only halfway to I'm keeping it going because we're still only halfway to the goal. But I've been able to get soil tested for one of the women who's come on here numerous times, send another person to DC to drop off 21,000 signatures to the White House.
Nice.
Gave, I'd say, at least $100 gift cards to Walmart. Bought sheets, diapers, baby clothes. I mean, people were asking for things like toilet paper and paper towels. It infuriates me so fucking bad. Like, how is that not just a bare necessity? And that's, I'm saying I can help you guys, and you're asking for that. That breaks my heart. Like, I don't care what you ask me for, I'm going to get it. Even if you want something as a treat, I don't care. You want a new shirt? Okay. But every single person is so, can I have a gift card? Because I'm still drinking bottled water. That was the number one thing people asked for, bottled water. And I kept saying, I can't do it this time, but I'll send you a gift card. You know,
Good,
and it's just like, after over a year, these motherfuckers have not even given them a single case of water. And they're telling me we still drink it, we still cook in it, and some still bathe in it because they're getting chemical burns.
Yeah, and imagine if you're drinking it, what's it doing to the inside of your body and your intestines, right? It's burning you from the inside out.
Seriously, that's a really good point. It's like, you can see it aesthetically. So what's it doing underneath?
Right.
God.
I want to know, like, how many like men who live in EP are like, wow, that train thing was nothing. I'm just going to carry on with my life, and drink the water and bathe in it and pretend like nothing is wrong. Like, how long do they have to live?
Right. And, what I'm hearing from residents is that, a lot of the people that were very much, let's go back to normal, are now having a different tune because they're starting to get sick too. And, a lot of people, compare this to 9/11 as in, a lot of the effects of, the chemicals and all the dust and the stuff that was released when the planes went in and crashed the buildings, that didn't turn into fatal cancers and stuff for like 9 years.
Right.
So they're comparing it to 9/11 a lot. Not that that's what happened, but because of the fact that we're going to see this more and more and more. It's going to be coming out. I mean, it's just awful. Why don't we hear from Lonnie? Lonnie is a wonderful, wonderful resident who's been very outspoken. And this was an interview with her on the 1-year anniversary last Saturday.
All right, here we go.
Ben Berquam, you've got in front of you now one of the individuals that testified in front of Senator Mastriano in that incredible hearing at the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Senate. Get us updated, sir.
Well, right after this, Steve, I'm going to introduce you to Lonnie Miller, but I just want to tell you, we came over to her house. We are right around the corner from where the derailment happened, the disaster happened, and even right now, you can still smell that sweet necrotic smell in the air. Every time I come here, I get sick. But Lonnie, tell us your story. So your house has been on the market for over 100 days, but I mean, that's not the entire story. Talk to us about what you've gone through here.
We were home the night that train derailed, and I watched as those days unfolded. Yeah, we watched the fire's burning. We watched Norfolk Southern bringing in rail right across the street and stacking brand new rail Friday night into Saturday morning, within hours after the derailment. We watched them lay the tracks over that contamination, the water, the dirty water and soil, and like we didn't exist in our home here. We've been in our home for 30 years. This is the home where my husband proposed to me on Valentine's Day 28 years ago this year. This is the home that we brought our son Austin home to when he was born. This is the home that his footprints are in the concrete slab in our garage that we built when he was 5 months old. And they've destroyed my family's life here. And they've acted like we don't exist on our street here. They won't come in and properly test our homes. We believe that it's contaminated. We know what they're going to find. Our house has been on the market now for over 100 days. And our realtor has told us in her entire career, she has never had a listing where a home hasn't even had one request for a showing. We've lowered our price on our home twice now. We were forced to take out a 30-year mortgage to get our family away from here. This was my forever home, and we're starting over again. We had plans that this house was going to be left to our son, and now those plans, it's just our plans for our entire life have changed that night in February a year ago. And I'm so angry watching my family go through this, my loved ones. It's not right. And this corporation just rolled through our town like we didn't exist. And it should have been prevented. It should have been prevented. I testified to that. They could have stopped this from happening. And they are destroying lives. Our town that we loved, that I grew up in, that I loved. It is not the same. It'll never be the same. They can continue to pour millions of dollars into this town. It's not going to make it right. It's not going to make it right. It'll never make it right for me. I was terrified to touch my son's baby picture hanging on the wall, feeling like it was contaminated. I was terrified picking up my family's photo albums.
Lonnie, continue on for a second. Tell me about the response as you've reached out, not for a freebie, but just for information and for assistance and for Norfolk Southern and the government to be straightforward with you.
We're supposed to go to Norfolk Southern and beg them for help. They're the ones that created this disaster. I refuse to set foot in their assistance center that they set up here in East Palestine. I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to speak to the people that created this and that could have prevented this disaster. I just refuse to. Yep. I shouldn't be forced to go and beg them for help. I feel like I'm being told to go to my captor, my abuser, the person that destroyed my life. I'm supposed to go to them. I refuse to. I know that this could have been prevented that night. Totally. And they've taken so much from my family and my friends and our community. It's just completely devastating to be told that you have to go to them. And then I have a dear friend here. She's being told that they're going to end her relocation funding. She's been living in a hotel for the last year with her family, trying to keep her family safe away from this chemicals and the toxins. And Norfolk Southern is telling her they're going to stop her relocation funding. She needs help. These families don't want to return to these homes that the EPA is refusing to test. They know what they're going to find there. They're going to find toxins and dioxins, deadly chemicals, hazardous, deadly carcinogenic chemicals. They're refusing to test our homes. So that tells us right there, they're contaminated. We shouldn't be forced to return to these homes. We need help. And we shouldn't have to go beg Norfolk Southern for that help.
Lonnie, one question. Joe Biden's coming today, and he's going to take a victory lap. He's going to say the EPA says everything's clear. There's nothing wrong.
Why he says that.
The chemicals are pre-levels, and he's going to.
I don't know, but that was all anyone on the internet media wanted to talk about on EP was Biden's going to visit. Biden's going to visit.
And he's like, he's coming today. What the fuck is he even talking about?
Yeah, where did he get his intelligence? That's faulty intelligence. That's misinformation.
And she just poured her heart out, and that's what you're gonna fucking say?
Right. Yeah.
Sit there, I'm Joe Biden, and I solved all the problems. Your response, ma'am?
No. My response to that is it's not all clear. They're saying it's all clear because they refuse to come into our homes to test. They openly admitted last year when they did come into our homes to test, they used the wrong equipment. Now they won't come back into our homes. Use the right equipment then. Get back in here and do it the right way. Why are we paying them our tax money?
Exactly.
Why are we funding them if they won't help American citizens and these families and these children stay safe? What's their purpose then? Their purpose should be here to protect us, not that freaking corporation, that multi-billion-dollar corporation that's destroyed lives. They've destroyed my life. I'm going to carry this for the rest of my life. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. I'm in counseling over what I witnessed that weekend. The sounds, the flames, the explosions that I heard that weekend. I'm going to carry that with me for the rest of my life. There's so many stories I could tell you that I've been personally told from families and friends and community members here, and they are terrified to speak out because of the backlash. I understand that now because I feel like that's the reason why I can't sell my home. I can't sell my home. We're stuck. We're stuck in this horrible situation. I thought I was doing the right thing by speaking out to try to help my family. Oh my God. I thought I was doing the right thing. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, and he always told me to stand for something. And this is what I'm taking my stand on. I hate them for what they've done to me and my family. They've destroyed us. And I don't want this to happen to anyone else's community. I do not want this to happen to any other innocent lives. Something needs done. Something needs done. And if President Biden wants to do anything, then he can come in here. He has the power. There's part of CERCLA and Superfund Act. He can come in here and help remove these residents from this threat of these chemicals. He can immediately come in and override the EPA. He can step in and do that. And I'm asking President Biden to do that and get these families and these children away from these chemical exposures. If he wants to step up and do the right thing, then he needs to do that for us.
Preach. Yep.
Do you one of the people we had on earlier in the show said it's not that you've been forgotten, it's not even you've been abandoned, but that you actually are being punished, that the citizens of East Palestine are being punished for essentially being American citizens. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do. And my community is so completely...
You want me to back up?
I think he said Tammy.
Punished for essentially being American citizens. It's not
these chemical exposures. If he wants to step up and do the right thing, then he needs to do that for us.
A year ago.
Do you one of the people we had on earlier in the show said it's not that you've been forgotten, it's not even you've been abandoned, but that you actually are being punished, that the citizens of East Palestine are being punished for essentially being American citizens. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do. And my community is so completely divided right now. You are...
Isn't that weird?
You receive backlash. You receive, everything's fine here. Everything's fine. Okay, we are not fine. One end of town, they haven't experienced it the way that I did on this side of town. My home is roughly 1,200 feet from where those fires were burning, where they did that controlled detonation, uncontrolled burn, as Senator Mastriano put it. That was not controlled. It was uncontrolled, and it was uncalled for. We know damn well that they did that to open those rail lines as fast as possible. We know that's what took place.
Hopefully that's what it was, and not some other nefarious thing like kill the poor people or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, nobody wants to think of that kind of shit, but somebody has to.
You can stop this now. It's a pretty long interview, but I wanted people to see that because, well, first of all, love Lonnie. How could you not?
Yeah.
But also, you know, that so-called controlled burn she's talking about. Now, Norfolk and the EPA have come out and testified that should not have happened. Okay, they have already testified that. Why is that one statement, just that, not enough to get these people the fuck out of there and get them new housing? That one statement, we should not have done the controlled burn. Just that one statement. Why the fuck are they still being forced to stay there?
Right. It's like there's no adults in the room over at the government. It seems like, or they're all just in it for themselves, or I don't know what the deal is. But Scott Smith, I mean, he builds a timeline that's pretty compelling. Timeline of events that sets the record straight.
That's because Scott Smith got subpoenaed by Norfolk Southern.
Yeah.
Because he's an independent scientist. He's a water tester and a soil tester, and he's the one that's been testing people's houses for free. And he lives in Cape Cod. And he's done, I believe, 23 trips now on his own dime to East Palestine to do testing for these people because the EPA is not, even though they are paid to, and it is their job. And EPA is literally Homeland Security. And Scott, who actually, this is a good time to say, there's a gentleman, Hank, who showed a documentary he did on Scott last Saturday, and he's joining my show tomorrow night.
Oh, cool.
So we will be showing the film.
Oh, good.
It's like a short film, maybe 20 minutes or so. We'll be showing that and then discussing it. He's a wonderful person. He got a grant from the woman who I believe she was involved in Love Canal. Was certainly something huge environmentally as well. So he'll be sharing about that documentary tomorrow night, and we are going to air it for the first time. So that's going to be awesome, but it's about this gentleman right here, Scott. He is a whistleblower and quite a whistleblower. So here's a little clip from his speech. Also, Matt is the one that filmed all this. Thank you so much, Matt. And welcome. Not just did he film it, he also then made these clips for him and the Government Accountability Project and such, which we were the only ones who filmed. There were other people there.
That still blows my mind. All those people, all the media people,
paid professionals.
All the media people we saw over at the winery, there were like eight media people. None of them went to the thing that matters, which is the presentations with all the data.
But some of them were there and didn't film it.
They were just checking it out with their eyes.
Yeah. So leave it to the blind girl and the unpaid blind chick and dude who's just has a good heart.
Yep. So, Scott, he talks for about 40 minutes.
So we'll just do the first few minutes.
I want to skip this part where he talks about when he was 4, he had a lot of integrity. I like that.
will not stop.
But I'm going to skip it.
So, a week ago on Friday, I remember the time. It was 5:40 p.m., and I had received an email from Leslie Pacey, who received an email from Ashley McCollum. And it was a link to buried documents on the EPA website that they never talked about publicly or transparently, but it's there. And that tells the story. So we're gonna go through a timeline. So February 3rd, first event, which you've seen. February 6th, second event. February 17th, it turns out Norfolk Southern, along with the full knowledge of the EPA, was testing for dioxins near Ground Zero, with detailed testing reports that showed high levels of dioxin TEQ samples, 91.9. And that's key for the other chemicals and the fingerprints too. February 17th, I receive a direct Twitter X message from Courtney Miller. Can you come out here and help us test? I came out what I thought would be 2 trips. February 22nd, I arrive in East Palestine for the first time, and I begin testing in and around Sulphur Run. February 22nd, and these are active links for those that want the presentation. A contractor comes out of the woods when I'm testing Sulphur Run.
Literally.
We'll show that video.
Literally.
You saw part of it in the documentary. You'll see another video of it. So I think I now know why, because they were testing on February 17th, and all of a sudden they see this guy in Sulphur Run and waders, pulling water and sediment samples. This is from FOIA documents either received by Leslie Pace.
I want to show that little video clip where he's getting harassed.
So just to catch you guys up, essentially what's happening is Scott proved, thank you, Ashley McCollum. Ashley has been living in a hotel with her son for over a year now. And she is being kicked out. She is being forced to go back home, where she is getting even sicker. But she found, this girl reads like a page after page, and she found a link in these like 2,000 pages of documents buried within there that they started testing on February 17th. And never fucking told the residents, A, that they tested, and B, that everything came up fucking toxic.
Yeah. Here we go. This is, this is February 22nd. Maybe I have the wrong spot in the video.
No, that's right. Yeah,
he right?
said that's the first time he came out.
So this is behind Courtney Miller's house. This is on February 22nd. Well, little did I know. Now I know. Oh, by the way, Norfolk Southern and the EPA have accused me of making up this video. And again, Mark Durno, EPA, Norfolk Southern. I'll make the video available. It's not. I didn't have an actress do this. That's how desperate they are.
You're on private property here.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking you if you're taking samples.
I'm not. I just like you refer me to your public information officer. Have you taken samples?
I can't answer any of your questions.
You can't. Well, then why should I answer any of your questions? Because of what?
We need to know who's coming and going on the site.
But this is private property.
We're working down here.
You're standing on private property right now.
I'm sorry, but I need to know.
I have to check with my public information officer. You're on private property.
I'm sorry.
The landowner doesn't want you trespassing.
So,
dude, yes, Scott, yes. She's like, okay, like she doesn't even fucking get it.
No. She sounds young. Like, is she an intern?
Really young.
Did they put all the young people out in the field
interns
to collect the data? Because they're going to get cancer. She's going to get cancer from that.
It's bananas. Well, one of the reasons that these, these people won't come out and test because the first time they came out to even look at people's homes, they got sick.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what residents have told me. Even Chrissy told me. Chrissy, who you guys know, she's been on the show a few times. They came out to her house. She was one of 2 houses they tested. And they kept getting so sick in both their houses that they left. And they never tested anymore. Environmental Protection Agency.
Who are they protecting?
Them damn selves.
This video is having problems.
Can you just put the link in the comments? Maybe people want to watch the whole thing. But yeah, you guys tune in tomorrow night as well, so you can see the documentary on Scott. He's become a close friend of mine, and he's something else.
Yeah, seems like a good guy. Link is in the comments to the full presentation with the PowerPoint with it. All right. So we talked about Lonnie. Let's talk about Cornel West. What do you think? Here's your tweet. I've been reaching out to Cornel West's personal email, his campaign manager, his assistant, and tweeting at him about East Palestine, Ohio for months. There are countless reasons why Cornel should meet with affected residents, even if it's virtual. Right, yeah, a Zoom call, for Christ's sake. And the main reason is that he told them their face he told them to their face that he would do that. Cornel didn't even post about East Palestine on Saturday on the 1-year anniversary. I am done asking. They are consistently lied to and given false hope. It's inexcusable. They meaning the EP residents.
Yep. So these people didn't know who Cornel West was. They sent me a picture and they said, "Oh, we met this guy, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, that's Cornel West." One of them knew who he was. And I was like, "He's running for president." And they're like, "What?"
What?
So,
yeah.
You know, this is an opportune time. You want to talk about, how, third-party candidates get no publicity, that people don't find out who they are, whatever. He looked at them and he took their business card and he said, "I will definitely be in touch. I want to speak up for you guys. What you're going through is unacceptable." That was in August. Where you at, Cornel?
Where you at, man?
Last Saturday, 1-year anniversary. People who never fucking say shit about East Palestine are posting about East Palestine.
Yep.
Not one word. Do a search. At Cornel West, East Palestine, 0. Do a search. At Cornel West, train derailment, 0. Do a search. At Cornel West, Norfolk Southern, 0.
He's not real.
Dude has never said a word, even when it fucking happened. Never said a word.
He's not real to me. I don't. He seems like a character. I don't know.
It breaks my heart because meeting Cornel was one of the best moments of my life. Like, I've always thought of him as, someone I love and respected so much. I did a panel with him on virtual after I met him, and I thought the world of him. I couldn't have loved him anymore. And now, I'm sorry, you're going to talk about climate, healthcare, capitalism, cronyism, billionaires. What the fuck are you talking about except every single thing East Palestine is going through?
Yeah, it's all there.
It's all there.
the poverty, the exploitation, the gaslighting.
Yeah.
All of it.
I've literally emailed him personally. I have his personal email. I've reached out to his fucking his campaign manager. Yeah. I've talked personally with Peter Dow when he was campaign manager, and he's like, I'm going to ask him right now, and never got back to me. So to me, I'm like, oh, cool. Cornell doesn't give a fuck. I have emailed his press secretary numerous times. I mean, I've been trying for months, no short of begging. And you know what? I asked Jill Stein one time, and
Jill
you know
Stein
what?
is so good.
She fucking came on. Not just came on my show, but came on the fucking fundraiser. Okay? And you know what? Then she also said, can Chrissy stay on? Because I want to talk to her personally. And then a few days later, she had Chrissy on her channel.
Yeah, and during the fundraiser, Jill Stein stayed on the call for like an hour after her time.
Yes.
She stayed on just to listen, and she kept her camera on, and I could tell that she was watching, and she was nodding, and she cared. So she has my vote.
She did. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry. I am not fucking giving my vote to someone who does not care about these people. I'm not. Yes, there's a lot going on. Yes, there's a billion things to talk about. But even on a 1-year anniversary, even on the day it happened, even on when Biden says he's going to go to it, these are things you can't even fucking post then. No. And by the way, he just switched to the fourth fucking party. So no, Cornell, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Like, that's technically news we could talk about, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there because we have to get into Palestine and stuff. But he lost me. I was no short of begging, and I'm fucking done. Like, I'm done. He should have kept his promise. And the fact that I was reminding him, I was including that photo in because I know he meets a lot of people. So I was including that photo in the emails and everything. Never once heard a response. I did get a response from his press secretary once, and she said she'd talk to him and get back to me, which she never did. So I refuse to believe he wasn't told. I refuse to believe that. I'm talking, I sent over a dozen emails. I've tweeted at him at least a dozen times.
You're on the bad list. Joy,
yeah, oh well, he's on my bad list. You're gonna fucking ignore my family like that? Fuck that.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So yeah. Nope. It's heartbreaking, but that's why you don't have heroes.
Yeah. You want to talk about Palestine, or you want to talk about Biden being really old? Or you want to
talk about Biden.
Okay.
Because that's exciting. You know, I don't care that he's old. I really don't. But I do care that he has, like, brain worms. Because my dad is older than he is, and he doesn't have that shit. Bernie, say all you want about him, don't get me started, but he's older, and he's sharp as a fucking tack.
Yep.
So, and I mean, like I said, don't get me started. But, like, as far as cognitively, Bernie's sharp as a tack, and he's like a year or two older. So Biden's age doesn't bother me. But look, even fucking Hilbetrop is talking about his age. Like, can we?
Yeah.
She's like the same fucking age.
We're finally allowed to talk about the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Let me play this video here where he attempts to speak.
The king and I also discussed the situation in Rafah. As I said yesterday, our military operation in Rafah, the major military operation in Rafah. The king and I also discussed the situation in Rafah. As I said yesterday, our military operation in Rafah, the major military operation in Rafah.
So actually, it's not even just his attempt at speaking. The fact of the matter is, and for those of you who don't know what's going on, Israel started a ground attack on Rafah, which is a refugee camp in Gaza. So you're seeing people waving white flags who are being massacred.
I see.
And by the way, Biden is saying that, he's saying it was a U.S. thing. Like, play that once more.
The king and I also discussed the situation in Rafah. As I said yesterday, our military operation in Rafah, the major military operation in Rafah.
So is he just saying the quiet part out loud?
Right. That's my thing. Is he saying we're involved, or is he just saying, I don't know where the fuck I am and what I'm talking about?
Hillary Clinton calls Joe Biden's age a legitimate issue.
You know they're trying to prop her ass up. And you know what? If you think Biden should be replaced because Trump is going to win, why put the one person who's already lost to his ass?
Right.
Like, there. Oh my God. I will.
The tweet says, someone's about to die of old age. And by old age, I mean suicide. And by suicide, I mean 2 shots in the back of the head.
Oh my God. I just can't. Like, I can't. She's got, you know what? I need to look it up. She's got to be close to his age, maybe a year or 2 different. She's not fucking, and her fucking, you know, she has her own health issues. Let me see here.
She's 76.
Well, he's 80.
It's not that far off. Yeah.
Not different. But like I said, it's not the age. It's his fucking brain is melting.
Andrew Yang says there's no shame in being a well-intended elderly man with a poor memory.
Right. And I mean, at the same day, he also posted Biden needs to go, and that's why you should vote for Dean. And he's also said for 3 years that the path to the future is outside the Dem and Republican parties. And, you know, he
says the things we want to hear. Or somebody wants to hear. Whoever's paying him. Idiot. I don't know.
Remember when Biden promised him a position and then he never gave him one?
No,
Yang came out. It was MSM. It could have been CNN or MSNBC. But it was when it was Biden against Trump. It was like down towards the general. And Andrew Yang was like, yeah, because, you know, Joe Biden said if I endorse him when I drop, then he'll give me a position in his cabinet, which is totally illegal. And Yang said it.
He shouldn't have even said it.
Air.
And it wasn't even true. He shouldn't have even said it, and it wasn't.
No, and I think that's why he didn't give it to him. Well, he probably didn't give it to him because he never intended to.
Because everything he says is a lie. Joe Biden's like that old parable where one guy only speaks truth and one guy only speaks lies. He's like the guy who only speaks lies.
Yeah.
Can I play this clip? Here's an 18-second clip here. I don't know what it is.
You know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. Talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. As you know.
Okay. Any time where Joe Biden says, I did this, I did that, I beat the socialist, talking about Bernie, I know he's lying.
But he's like, what the fuck does Mexico have to do with Israel? What
Nothing.
The fuck are you even talking about? Humanitarian material.
Something about opening a gate and
LCC?
LCC.
Do you mean BB? Anytime he says a location, it's gonna be wrong. We know this.
Yeah.
Anytime. If you're talking Syria, he's gonna say Iraq. He does that. LCC. This dude has access to the red button. He's gonna explode the entire universe. And it's going to be everyone's fault. What else we got? Oh, there's a quote I think I gave you from Kamala.
Let me see here. Yes. Kamala Harris says she is ready to serve as Biden faces age scrutiny. Like, we're officially allowed to talk about this.
Like, that's what's so fucking hilarious is, like, even the VP is like, just so you know, I can step up. Just so you know, I'm available. So show the thing from Nate Silver, because this almost knocked me on my ass. And those of you who have read my shitlib parody book I wrote with Pat, one of our characters is Nate's liver. And also was a big hit on Twitter. So that's one of our characters. Look at this motherfucker.
All right, should I read this?
Yeah.
Nate Silver, you don't demonstrate your seriousness that Trump is an existential threat to democracy by going through the motions to renominate an 81-year-old with a 38% approval rating, who 75% of voters think is too old, without giving anyone a choice, because that's just how things are done.
Nate
like
fucking Silver. Okay? What? Like, what? Fucking David Axelrod, Nate Silver, like these people who are like, you're literally Satan if you don't vote for Hillary.
I don't know who
like,
these people are, so I'm clicking through to see.
Oh, they're fucking just... Oh, the fact that... Oh, beyond. Like, they make their money as, like, being...
Oh, like professional
pundits.
shitlib. I see.
Like, they're just awful. So, okay.
So it's, yeah.
Even Alyssa Shalano, that we call her in our book, she came out for a ceasefire. What the fuck is going on? Like, and when they sign for a ceasefire, it's a letter to Biden that says, Biden, we demand a ceasefire, blah, blah, blah. And y'all should see the post that Alyssa actually wrote a letter. Like, it's like a 2-page letter about, like, I'm watching footage of these people being massacred and stuff. Like, she gets into it. She goes deep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. Like, even the most staunch, supporters are being like, we have concerns. Doesn't mean they're not going to vote for him. They will. But still, it's kind of like, wow, I never thought he could do anything, that they would not lick his boots. There's already his own drool on him. What's that?
I said times are changing.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Here's another one from Pat the Socialist. Anyone thinking Kamala Harris would be a good replacement for Biden hasn't followed her career. She's god awful. Let's play this.
We are present. We're wondering, though, what could you accomplish in a second term that you have not already done now?
Well, to get there, we're going to require everyone to vote to understand what's at stake right now.
So it's the voters' fault.
Okay. And that is no small matter to make sure that we are present, and I intend to travel around our country to remind people of what's at stake and that their voice will matter and will be expressed through their vote in many other ways. But we have to first get there. So I want to emphasize that point.
Okay.
What can you do in your second term? I need everyone to get out and vote. What can you do? Get out and vote, folks.
It's gonna be big, but you got to get up and vote because your voices.
We are here today, which is tomorrow, which is yesterday, and will also be tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. She's nothing. She's a nothing person. There's nothing there. What has she accomplished?
Nothing.
Nothing. What does she stand for? Nothing.
I think that's all we have for the
yeah
Biden brainworms. So now it's on to the Palestine.
We have a Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese communities in New York celebrating the Lunar New Year with a lion dance and calling for ceasefire.
It's so cool.
I like it.
It's so beautiful. There was an article that came out too. It was just lovely. I love, all the different cultures and everything that's just coming out speaking about this. It's beautiful.
Do you want to talk about yesterday I approached some Israel supporters?
Oh, yes. So Sunday I went to an East Palestine in Lancaster, PA again. And it's actually, look, I've been to at least a dozen Free Palestine marches, rallies, etc. And it's actually the first time I've come across counter protesters. Doesn't mean the times I've been in DC, there weren't, some, I'm sure there were somewhere, but this is the first time I've ever actually encountered some. So
okay.
There's 3 of them. It's a family. It's a mom, dad, and daughter. Can I ask you guys a few questions? Can I ask you a few questions?
I'd rather not be filmed.
I'm a journalist.
Is there supposed to be sound?
I just want to know why you're here. Yeah, you can't hear it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have it muted.
And what do you stand in solidarity with?
Their right to exist as a sovereign state.
Okay, does that mean...
And defend themselves. Again, I'm not going to sit here on camera.
Why aren't you proud of what you're saying?
But
not if you don't want to be.
You all take my name and some of the people in
I have no idea who you are. Okay. I'm not taking your name. I'm just asking why you're here.
To support Israel.
And why are you here, ma'am? Because I support Palestinians who are being completely massacred.
And I do too. As soon as Hamas is defeated, then hopefully they can be.
How do we defeat
I'm tired of Hamas taking the humanity.
Okay, this guy seems like a real person. He's been propagandized. I don't know.
Humanitarian aid that's going into them and terrorist organizations stealing it. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
They're not stealing it. Israel is stopping them from getting in there.
If you're getting all your news from UNRWA, then...
No, I'm getting it from independent journalists.
Okay, well that's...
What would you like to say?
I would just like to say, may God help you and God bless you and be healthy and safe, and may all good, loving, free will loving people of the earth be safe and be allowed.
Palestinians, correct?
Palestinians as well.
Okay.
Not Hamas, not the Houthis, but Palestinians of free love who believe that everyone has the right to exist.
These white people have such distinguished taste. They know exactly what kind of person. It can't be Hamas. Totally propagandized to the point where they're willing to go out into the streets, and that's unfortunate.
Have a wonderful day. We're gonna head out.
Check it out. Yeah, it's funny because you guys are just completely mad. Jesus Christ. Except for there's how many Hamas and 2.2 million?
The thing is, him bringing a flag like this to this demonstration is the equivalent of somebody bringing a Confederate flag to a civil rights march.
You got it?
He's a provocateur.
Absolutely. And you want to come here and act proud, but you don't want to talk about it? That's on you. You're sitting here laughing like fucking idiots. Now this woman, let me explain to you guys. That Karen there, holy fuck. Every single time someone spoke, she was like, like being, you know, purposely disrespectful, laughing at people, mocking people. The dude was just standing there. He's a dick, but he was just standing there. But he's like, I don't want you using my name. I don't fucking know you. What are you even talking about? Like, I'm just saying, if you're here and you're obviously proud, tell me why you're here. Like, I genuinely want to know, why do you stand with genociders? Why do you stand with complete psychopaths? Like, tell me why. But do you notice how I was like, you mean Palestinians too? And she goes, except for Hamas, except for the Houthis. It's like, except for brown people. Let's say what you mean. Let's say what you mean. Like, if you have to qualify it with, Palestinians, but except for Hamas. Like, I don't think of Hamas when I think of Palestinians. I think of all the ones that are being fucking massacred by the people you are standing here proudly supporting. So the second you're like, except for, and you add these fucking qualifiers on, and then she's like, may God bless you. Girl, let me tell you something.
Does that trigger you? I bet that triggers you.
It triggered me because of the fact that, like, people in Israel hate Christians. When the fuck are you going to wake up about that? They literally made it illegal for you to talk about Christianity and stuff like that. They made it fucking illegal in Israel. And you guys are there just like praising them. It makes no fucking sense. So anyway, here's something about this lady. I interviewed this beautiful person named Ryan. He was just absolutely lovely. I interviewed him, and the video's on TikTok. And my husband was there. First time he went to a Free Palestine rally.
Cool.
He was even chanting. I was very proud.
Good.
But so my husband, after I interviewed this gentleman, he goes, you know, he's telling me what this woman was saying in the background. So there's this guy walking up with a little son, and I haven't heard the video since he told me this. So you guys watch it on TikTok and see if you can hear it in the background. But apparently she was saying to this douche, or to this dude and his young son, what would you do if someone came up to your son and held an axe to his throat and threatened to decapitate him?
Jesus.
These people are fucking psycho. And he's like, well, I believe violence begets violence. And she's like, so if he came up with an axe and threatened to decapitate your little boy, kid standing there, these people are fucking mad. They're fucking nuts.
That's inappropriate.
So fucking psycho. Like, psycho. Oh my God. So yeah, I think there's one more video. I was not scheduled to speak. I was not planning on speaking. However, once I dealt with those people, I was like, yeah, can I say a few words?
All right, here we go.
You're a journalist who recently interviewed people in Gaza.
So first, can we just all kind of move up? This is about solidarity, so can we just kind of be amongst each other and just kind of feel each other's energy and have some more solidarity. So my name is Joy Marie Mann. Gaza. And he called in, and I talked to him for 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, there were 5 audible explosions. And that wasn't the worst part. And the worst part was how he had practically no reaction. He wasn't crying, he wasn't screaming, he wasn't angry. It was like he was used to it. And he said, "Oh, watch, here comes another one. I know they're timing." And it was just so calm. And that, it shook me. It absolutely shook me. Because I could hear those explosions. And, you know, one girl spoke up, and she's American. This is a very American thing to say. And, you know, when he was getting off the phone, she said, "Stay safe, Camille." Why would you say that? That is a very American thing to say. There is no staying safe. There is no safe in Gaza. There's not anywhere. So I think we need to be really conscious of when we say things like that about people in Gaza, like I hope you stay safe. They're not. But I wanted to bring up Khalil because I still talk to him, and you know, I was just sobbing when I was talking to him, and he said, you know, when I die, I want to be remembered as someone who is 27, who wants to go to college, and who has dreams. And the second we got off the call, I was sick. I mean, absolutely physically sick. You cannot prepare yourself by years of journalism. I have never been affected like that. Just hearing it down. So I want to remind people that casualties are not just the number of people who have died. There are literally 2.2 million casualties in Palestine, and that's because whoever survives is still going to have PTSD, is still going to have lasting effects from food deprivation, from lack of water, from, you know, surgeries without aesthetics, from lack of medical care, things like this. This is a genocide. There is no question. Even if it stopped today, you guys know it won't. And even if it did, this is a genocide. These people are all being punished for no other reason than they exist. And every single person across the entire world should be in the streets. Every single person. It has been 4 months. And I don't know what it's going to take to stop, but I am so proud that after 4 months, we are still in the streets and the world is still in the streets. We cannot stop. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
That's my husband.
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
Nice work.
Ceasefire now. 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 Ceasefire now.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
We can stop it now. But
Okay.
yeah, I was just like, I gotta say something. And I was like trying to humanize by saying, you know, what that personal conversation with Khalil did to me. And
Yeah.
Karen was in the background like the whole fucking time. No empathy. No, like you're bringing up like Christianity and stuff, but you are the epitome of why I'm an atheist. You're ugly. You're hateful. You're, you know, it's just like, God. Like, there's literally no way you can even attempt to justify what's going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of graphic imagery here we could show if you want to show. how bad it is. Let's show some of that, I guess. I think that lady's dead. I think she's straight up dead. Oh, no, she's not. She's not.
This is the refugee camp that they are bulldozing.
I see. Awesome. Good. So this is the thing that Biden was talking about. The okay.
Yeah.
Which we did. We apparently
we did this.
Our government.
And I mean, our money did it. So
did it?
whether directly or indirectly, we did it.
Well, taxes don't fund federal spending.
No, but I'm saying like this would not be happening if it were not for our sending them weapons. Like these are our weapons. This is our endorsement. They could not do this without our money, whether it's, I mean, we as in the United States, we did this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Fun stuff. Do you want to do the funny thing?
Yeah, we need a funny thing, you guys. So I don't know if you saw this little like commercial thing Kamala did, but she's like, give me a text. Here's the number.
I did not see it. I don't want to see it.
So
I try not to watch commercials, but especially ones from politicians. But this guy says, I texted her and all she wanted was money. There was no conversation. So disappointing. He was expecting something a little more intimate. I think.
Well, I mean, politicians are prostitutes, in all fairness.
Not for the $30 I have I can give to Kamala Harris.
Right.
This is posturing. I don't
This
think
was a
anybody's
heavy
donating
one,
to
Matt.
People are poor. Stop begging them for money. I mean, she knows people are poor.
Yep. Oh my word. Excuse me. But you know what? If Trump wins again, it's amazing for DNC fundraising. It really is.
Oh, yeah, the boogeyman.
Awesome.
Boogeyman's back. Boogeyman Trump. He's going to start World War III. Yeah.
So also, anybody who is in the Chicago area or who wants to go there, Poor People's Campaign, we are doing a Occupy DNC again. Yo, let's do this shit. So, yes. So, in August, what is it, 16th or something?
Let's see.
Chicago marching in the streets. Let's go. That week in Philly was one of the worst weeks of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. But we gotta do it. We gotta get out there and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Definitely. I was there for the 2020, the virtual one in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. That was a fucking, man. It just was not the same. 2016, marching over 8 miles a day, thousands of us for 6 days, over 100-degree heat. Just, oh, man.
Yeah.
It was hard.
This is a picture of me at that event. I protested for election integrity, and I had another sign that had stuff about healthcare. But
where is this? In Minneapolis?
In Milwaukee.
Or Milwaukee, that's right.
Yeah. And that's where I met Eric Kestner of the Yellow Vest.
Oh, Eric, okay.
Gang. So I got connected with him, and then we
protested.
Gotcha. We protested.
So that's how you knew what MMT was.
That is how, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we come out to Chicago with me, man.
I'm going to.
I I am so fucking there. I love Chicago too. Have you ever been there?
Yep, I've been there a couple times.
I love it. Oh, Giordano's, here we come. Giordano's.
Good pizza.
Anyway, sorry, this went like totally like, I don't know.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah, this show was pretty long, and I also digressed quite a number of times. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, smash the like, smash the share, smash the subscribe. Also, tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, to see my interview with Hank and watch the premiere of the documentary about Scott Smith.
It's really good.
And as always, thank you so much, Matt, for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
Have a great night, everyone.
Adios,
Much love.
everyone.